Felicitations, adventurers. Welcome to Over the Table. I'm Taylor Felicity, and I've scoured the internet, but mostly Reddit, for stories about TTRPGs for us to provide our unsolicited opinions, advice, and commentary. Today I'm here with Ashton. Oh, somebody's already cheering. Mila, thank you for the warm welcome. I'm here with Ashton and Becca. And without further ado, I'm just going to throw it over to them to introduce themselves, and we're going to start with Ashton.
What is going on, Proud Bottoms? Welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. I have IBS, and that's okay. Hi, today I'm Ashton. What do? I do a lot of things. I don't
What are your interests, specialties, history with TTRPGs?
Right. So
okay. Or just say whatever you want. It doesn't.
No. I got this. Sorry, I was just. I was on Wikipedia. My brain is on Wikipedia. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Hi, my name is Ashton. I do TTRPG things. I've done it for 4 years, I think, on stream. So I do it a lot, and also I teach kids D&D every day. Every day of my life. It's so tedious, but I love it. It's a good job. I get paid to play D&D, and I'm not complaining.
I don't think that I knew you teach kids D&D. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's very fun.
And they bully her.
They are bullying me.
Yeah.
They went on an AI software. I don't even know fucking what it is. They made a song about me. Everyone, like, all of their little friends online are all singing the song. Half of them don't even know who I am. Like, they're all dressing up like me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm being bullied by my player.
You really are. That's intense. They wrote a song about you.
They like showed it to me, and they were like, actually, wait, this version's better. And I was like, what do you mean this version's better? They were like, yeah, there's like 10 different ones.
10?
Like, what are you talking about?
Wow.
Sorry.
Please send me a link to this song.
Oh, it's so funny.
Please send me a link to this song. I need to know. Becca, I'll throw it over to you to introduce yourself.
Oh God. I'm Becca. You can find me anywhere that I'm worth finding. Is cool armadillo. There's the zero as the final or not. Depends on a case-by-case basis. As for things I do in the TTRPG sphere, I don't know. I've been surrounded by TTRPGs my entire life. I interrupted my parents' D&D game the day I was born. So they named me after characters that were in their game currently at the moment. So I've just kind of always been around it. I've been doing stream stuff very infrequently, probably for about 8 years. And yeah, that's the summation of it, I think.
Yeah. I've got two real professionals on stream today.
Let's not
do that.
Let's not get one of us is getting paid to play D&D, and it is not me.
I'll talk a little bit more about kind of what's gonna happen this stream, but I have some stuff going on in chat that I want to shout out. So first of all, Mila, canonically first and forever in this stream, so thank you, Mila, for being here. And then also Johnny Rose, thank you so much. I should say it's Johnny Rose for the sub. I really appreciate it. Since anyone who is a subscriber, including it's Johnny Rose, if during the game, or not the game, during the stream, I'm so used to running one-shots, so I'm like, oh, this is a game. It's not a game. If during the stream there is a Reddit story that you're like, this is a red flag, subscribers can for free just type, what is the command? Red flag, I think? That didn't do anything, so maybe it's this.
Uh-oh.
That didn't do anything. Do I have the command turned on?
Wakey.
You're killing it. You're doing so good.
Could be what
Where
it is,
are these
so
flags?
Nothing happening. Hang on. Oh, I think I've done this before, and I think I know what it is. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
I know how to do things. Okay, where's for Mila? That works for Mila, but not for me.
It just doesn't like you, I guess.
I guess you should just be able to type red flag in chat, but that's not working. Either way, if that's not working for some reason, I thought I knew what it was, but that didn't fix it. So you can just use channel points to do it as well, which is which is what Mila just did. There's some other things you can do with channel points. If you want to boo us or cheer us, you can do that. There is also a thing where if you just type boo or cheer in chat, if enough people do it within like 5 minutes, I think, or 8 minutes, then it'll automatically go off and you don't have to use channel points. So those are some fun things that you can do to give your own commentary on these stories that we are talking about. The stories today are all about lying and cheating in TTRPGs. If any of them require more specific content warning, I will read that before the stream, or before the story. The last stream I did was all the really, really nasty stories. This one will not be as intense as those. The last one of these
you mean
I did.
Sexy story that you did not invite us to?
What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
They
Why
just-
were we on that one?
They were sexy, but not in a good way.
Oh.
They were
Well,
not
when you
sexy
do
in a good way.
When you do the sexy in a good way ones, have us back on.
Yes.
Okay,
please,
okay.
my God.
I will. So none of these stories are as bad as that. Yeah, there was a guy who was like very into his snake in kind of an upsetting way.
Maybe get my mother for that one.
Oh my gosh, Becca. We'll be in contact.
Okay, cool.
I would love to have your mom on for a stream.
Oh boy.
And if you're watching and you're like, oh, I have a story I've seen on Reddit, or I have a story from my real life that I would love for you guys to react to. We can't do it this stream, you're too late, but if you want to have it happen in a future stream, you can
missed
fill out a
out.
form. Yeah, you missed out for this one. I'm not going to be checking my Google Sheets during the stream, but but for future ones, you can submit your own stories that we'll talk about. So, I think without further ado, I'll get into our stories for today. This one is from r/RPG, and the title is, Should I Expose the Lies to the Other Player Characters? This is specifically... yeah, and that's all I'm going to say. You have to guess what's happening.
my God.
This one is not D&D. I don't know what game they're playing, but they specifically say it's not D&D. So the person writes, I've been dealing with a dilemma lately, and I'd love to have other people's opinions on what I should do. This will take a bit of context as to the character, but first I'd like to clarify that the character and its abilities were run by the DM, who actually helped me make it practical in game, so I did not sneak around the rules, nor did I intend to, and we do not play D&D or any other system from any game, for that matter. It's just the way our DM does it, and it works out really well for us. So they're actually not playing any game, apparently. I forgot that detail.
So they've done something within the rules of a game that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We're kind of just hanging out.
Okay, cool.
They're
Yeah, that's
hanging out playing
that's called improv. You're playing
Okay.
you're playing an improv game.
Yeah. Baby, don't stop. Here we go.
Okay, yeah. Yes, and continue.
So, if you met my character, they'd introduce themselves as this near 50-year-old mage who's specialized in explosion magic. They travel with an NPC who would introduce themselves as pretty much the same, but even older. They're both competent adventurers, and they have spells that range from fireball to making butterflies. Mages used to be a very powerful faction, but for the past 5 years in this world, it's been bad for them. It's not uncommon at all for mages to make themselves younger by magic. The thing is, we are absolutely not mages at all. The characters are just runaway kids from a circus that happen to be good at alchemy and found out that powder goes boom. They do fireworks. Their magic is bullshit. They are not mages who made themselves younger. They are kids. Essentially, they burn cash for magic because one spell cost me like 1 gold, and I'm gonna be broke so damn fast, and I can't fight at all if I ever run out of magic. The DM obviously is very aware of it, but the other players aren't. As far as they know, my character is a mage. I've been wondering if I should tell the players, even if their characters aren't aware. The thing is, I know them. We've been playing for quite a while now, and I know some of them are not really capable of separating what they know and what their character knows, so I'm not sure it'll work out. I'd like to add that besides their lies about being mages, my character and the NPC with them are not antagonists to the group and are actively helping and want to be part of the group sincerely. I do not lie about what I can do, I just make it pass as magic, and I don't lie about anything crucial to the game either. The only lies are age, class, and background things to back up both. What bothers me is that I have to lie outside of the game to keep it up. I did not actively lie very badly, but I don't like it. I know it'd be super easy to reveal to the players and not to the characters because my PC and the NPC can speak a language no one else in the group speak, so I could just bring the topic up with the NPC and the players would know. I just want to make the game as enjoyable as possible for everyone, and I'd really appreciate some advice if you have any. So what do you think?
First thing, when I played the MMORPG City of Heroes, I did play a character that was a fire blaster, but it was all fireworks in my roleplay of it.
Great. So did you write this story?
No, it's fine. He was a teenager and proclaimed himself as a teenager.
Okay.
I just had to get that out of the way because, yeah.
I think it's a really fun character concept. It's really fun.
It's super fun.
But what's the problem with continuing to lie to them?
Yeah, because I love doing that. And maybe we are the worst people to answer this question because me and Becca are like, fuck yeah, lie to your friends.
That's great. Yeah. It could be a great story moment where, like, you know, like story wise, your character can like keep like, hey, I need more money for this thing. You know, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I think they just feel bad. They just feel bad lying to their friends outside of the game.
Well, just see that's where we differentiate.
Just like stop, like don't lie like as much. Just be like, oh yeah, you know, the spells I do. Just be kind of shitty about it.
Yeah. You can just kick back, you know?
Yeah, it's like I'm glad that you're having like conversations outside of your game about your game. That's fun. It's a good friend group.
Yeah. But I can't get over the fact that they are not playing any game. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, that they specifically say we're not playing any game.
I mean, that does me.
Yeah, like you're not playing any game, but you're super concerned about your like class and background stuff. It's like that sounds like rules for a game.
They're just playing a really weird game of like Simon Says.
Oh my god, yeah.
I suspect that the DM, because I read a lot of these like Reddit stories about TTRPGs, and there are so many people who write as like a DM or like players who are like, yeah, we just couldn't remember the rules, or like the DM got tired of explaining the rules, so we don't really play with rules, we just like roll dice and then the DM just kind of tells us what's happening. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's just an improv game with dice.
Yeah. Start an improv troupe. Start performing.
Yeah, because honestly, the character of like a young person pretending to be a mage, but they're just like throwing fireworks is very funny as a character concept, even in just like an improv skit.
Yeah.
I love when they kind of get desperate writing the story and say, I'm gonna be broke so damn fast.
They're dealing with so much on the inside.
Yeah. It's like doing actual damage to be like, I have to keep this lie up, I guess. And it's like, if that's actually bad for you, maybe, tell your friends. But like, if for the bit, it's fucking funny as hell.
It's very funny.
That's really good. I have a question for both of you, which is, when you're playing TTRPGs, do you prefer or think it's more fun to have a secret like this where the players and the characters don't know what the secret is, or do you like to play where it's like, hey, there's like, let the other players in on it, but like their characters don't know?
Yeah. I mean, I think for us, because we're like storytellers, it's more fun to like get those reactions while we're like live. So that we can make like a TikTok out of it.
So our content can be good.
Content. And you know, like coming when you like drop information like that, that's so much fun.
So juicy.
It's so juicy. It's so great. I love like players with secrets. Like if I can tell that like someone else has something going on, has a secret, I love it. Like, I did. We're probably never gonna play Blood Tax again. So in Blood Tax, in Blood Tax, I don't know if I think I did tell Becca this. I don't think I told Taylor this.
Ooh. I'll get my reaction ready, so this can be a good TikTok.
Oh, perfect. Taylor, you killed Draco, and then I was gonna call your character and be like, "Hey, I want to work with you."
Yeah.
I wanted to get close to you so that I could kill you when you trusted me.
Okay, well, I don't really have I kind of assumed.
Okay.
Fortunately, that's not going to be a big reaction.
Well, here's the thing. I wanted to do it like all season.
Oh, like a slow burn.
Yeah, it was going to be a long game. Like I wanted everyone else in the cast to think that I had gone to your side.
Yeah.
Until like season finale, I wanted to absolutely murder you.
Yeah.
So like, and like I was super pumped for it. So like I was like,
I so was excited to kill you.
I really
so excited to kill you, Taylor.
Yeah. So like,
and that's why I had to cancel Blood Tax.
Yep.
But
that's why I had to put my foot down.
But like the other thing is that I did text the DM about that. I was like, hey, just so you know, this is what I'm doing. Here's my plan, so that he knew character motivations, which I think is really important. Like if you're going to do a lie like this person did, like tell your DM and work it out with them. I have one of my players, she has like a bunch of secrets about her character and she won't tell me. And I'm like, if you tell me, I can put it into the story. And she's like, no, it's like my secret. And she'll tell like the other players, like in private chats. And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Wait, is this one of your child players?
Yeah.
Okay. That's some context that makes it make more sense.
Who bully me.
Okay.
They have their own private chat without me.
Where they bully you and tell the secrets that you're supposed to know?
Yeah, and tell character secrets. And they're like,
That's so
like this is, like we recently went to like one of the characters' hometowns. And they had been wanting to go there for the whole campaign. It was like they skipped over like a bunch of things just to go to this hometown because they wanted to know character lore. And I was like, yeah, I'm so excited for this character lore. I didn't get to know it. I still don't know it.
It's like, and how are you supposed to give them that when you don't know it?
I literally, I was like, well, you guys are in this house. I guess I'll hand it over to this person because I don't know anything. You do. What does this house look like? What are you doing? You're the DM when you're in this house, I guess. Like, I just sat back.
You're the captain now.
Yeah, really. It was like, she really like took it over. And I was like, okay, here we go.
Go off, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
A future DM. It sounds like you're creating a future DM.
I mean, she would kill.
Nice,
but
that's
yeah,
great.
it's so like just tell your DM. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Becca, did your character oh, sorry, go ahead.
Are you talking about Magnus? We can talk about Magnus if you want.
I was just gonna ask if your character also was gonna kill me later on in the season.
Oh God, I think I had like Magnus's whole thing is he didn't really want to. Magnus just didn't want to get killed, so he would side with anyone that would not get him killed at the moment. He was mostly scared of the Camarilla showing up and killing him because of being a cative and all that. So he's like, I'm just gonna work for whoever won't kill me. I'll take the weird, Zamichi deals. I don't give a shit. As long as it keeps me alive, great. That's all I care about. I forgot what I was gonna say past that. So,
have you had fun lies with your character, or like fun? I shouldn't say lies, but like secrets with characters where it's like, you got to have a fun reveal at the table, or anything like that.
Yeah, I've definitely done those. It's always a thing where it's like, hey, DM, here's this thing that I'm going to. It's always that thing of like seeding. I love to like seed little things. And it's like, oh, here's a little hint of something. Like I was in a Curse of Strahd game before the current Curse of Strahd game I was in, where my character would just constantly kind of hint back to, hey, this horse isn't mine. And just be like, yeah, my horse, sure. Because she had a long, complicated backstory of like being a princess in like a far off kingdom and like having a love hexagon, as I so often called it, because she was like actively romancing but not romancing like 6 different characters at the same time. Full
Good.
disaster
90s
stuff.
love, baby.
Yeah, and she was just going through it. But it's always the thing that was like, here's all the lore. Here's too many pages of documents that you're gonna have to read, because they live in my head rent free, and you have to know it as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me as a player, I just love to put together pieces. Like whenever I get hints, in Ravenloft Misfits that I'm currently in, it's like I have like a part of my notes that are just like me trying to figure out the new player that just joined our party and being like, what class are you? And just like trying to piece together. I've listed like out every single spell that they've cast. So I know, and I'm like trying to like sort it out because I like puzzles and solving them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, any story note? I'll take it. I'll write it down. Because I love notes.
Yes.
And just, like,
yum. Gimme.
Yeah.
I get to run a Monster Hearts game that's not streamed, and it's so much fun. We've been playing for like 2 years, which is crazy for a Powered by the Apocalypse game.
Oh yeah.
And I get to know everybody's secrets, and even like 2 years in, there's still like things that people are like keeping secrets from each other. And every time there's a reveal, it's so fun to get to be like the one who knows and like help the player kind of reveal that when they want to. It's great. One of the things in that game that was a secret for a long time, I think the players didn't know for like maybe until like a year into the game, but one of the players is playing the ghost skin in Monster Hearts, which is like, what it sounds like, you're a ghost. But they had set up this thing. Yeah. Are you familiar with ghosts?
Not track for me.
I've never heard of a ghost.
What is that?
But he set up, apart from like the normal ghost stuff, that he had been like kind of cursed when he originally died, in almost like this kind of like It's a Wonderful Life thing, where it wasn't that he would never have existed, but every summer everyone would forget about him. So every year he would come back to school as like, oh, I like just transferred over to this school as a sophomore, and like or maybe a junior, I can't remember, but like every single year that happened. And the other player characters and players didn't know this. And so at one point he died, and I was like, everyone forgets you. And then even when he like, because in Monster Hearts it's like really easy to not actually die, because you kind of just get to choose as a player, like, okay, I go into my darkest self or whatever. And so he went into his darkest self, which is, for the ghost, no one can see or hear you. Like, go into your darkest self, yeah.
I did that yesterday.
I'm constantly in my darkest self. But no one can see or hear you. And so everyone had forgotten about him because he died. And like the only way that you can come out of your darkest self is like for people to want you to be there, but no one remembered him. And so it was like this whole thing. But that was also the players finding out that he was forgotten every year. It was very intense. So I always love that kind of stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking
Cool.
good.
Let's do another story about lies. This one is about D&D.
Okay. This isn't just a made up improv game.
Yeah, this isn't just a made up improv game. It is D&D.
All right, we're coming home.
Okay, all right.
This one is from r/D&D, and I actually think I'm not going to read the title, because the title kind of sums up just the entire thing, so I'm just going to read the story, which is
a good, concise title. Good on them.
A long, explanatory title. So the text of this is, everything started when me and a bunch of coworkers were chilling at the vending machines. One of the guys ordered a candy that got stuck. I made a joke about rolling a d20, and to my surprise, everyone got it, and we started talking about D&D and campaigns they did. I managed to understand what they were talking about just because I played Baldur's Gate 3. One of them proposed a company D&D campaign, and I accepted to join it. I did not think they would actually do something about it, but a few days ago, a WhatsApp group was created, and I knew I was fucked. I told them I knew how to play, but that's not true. This Sunday we have a session 0. What the fuck even is that? And I am so fucked. If I played Baldur's Gate 3 before, do I have any chance to learn the game in a few days? If so, what do you suggest for me to study? I fucked up, but it's too late to admit I lied.
Okay, love it. I'm obsessed with this.
You don't have to know the rules to play any TTRPG.
You do not have to know the rules.
Talking about blood tax, you don't have to know the rules to play a TTRPG.
We did not know the rules.
Okay, hey, do not say we.
I did not know the rules.
I also knew the rules because I've run Vampire before.
To this day, I do not know how to play that game.
What's a hunger die?
We were on season 3.
Layla in chat, who was also in Blood Tech, says, I still don't know how to play Vampire the Masquerade. Yeah, understanding the rules has never stopped someone... Not understanding the rules has never stopped someone from playing D&D,
Yeah.
but I think most people don't know the rules for D&D.
But I mean,
I would say.
Baldur's Gate as well is like, really does help. Like,
Yeah.
I've, as a DM, if I like, sometimes I'm like, my brain is like, mush and I need to like learn, like remember the rules of D&D, I'll play a little bit of Baldur's Gate, and it's like when you fight in that game, it's like so like well organized that it's like, oh yes, okay, I understand how this works. Like
Yeah.
you know, like I or like you get like familiar with the spells so that like when you have like, I have a campaign, four of my players, 4 out of 5 are wizards, and they all have different they all have different spells.
Wait,
and, like,
and these are children.
They're yeah.
That is why children
Oops,
playing
all
wizards. That's like
It's really it's Oops All Wizards, but also it's a Spelljammer campaign.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So it's all
Cool.
it's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, it's a lot of wizards in there, and they're space clowns.
Yeah, it's words
and
that
hippos with
aren't
guns.
real words. And like it's so nice to like play Baldur's Gate and then do that, and then I'm like, oh, I know what that spell does because I just used it. So like that's really useful. And it also like, you know, it just like reminds you what you can do in a round.
Yeah.
You know, like if you, I believe it's, see, I don't even remember now, but if you give someone else a potion, it's an action, but if you take a health potion yourself, that's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Which is like such like minuscule things that like, you know, you would forget about so often, or you'd have to like Google, but like because of Baldur's Gate, it's like, oh yeah, I can't fucking do that, you know? So I think, I mean, Baldur's Gate is like honestly really useful. And if you like know it, you kind of know how to play D&D.
Yeah, you and like you obviously played Baldur's Gate, so you know what class you want to play.
Yeah.
So you just go like, I'm gonna be that.
Yeah.
And then just go with whatever that gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you the layout basically of like, okay, pick one of these, and then pick one of these, and then you're basically set. And then if you get scared about rolling dice, it's just like, you know, use the, I don't even know what it's called because I always roll 46 and take the lowest, take the lowest out. I don't know what the standard stat array. Yeah.
Yeah. I
don't know.
I really thought you were. That just reminded me of when Layla was like, in Vampire the Masquerade, you just roll 10d10 and take the lowest.
10d10 take the lowest. Yeah.
10d10 take the lowest.
Yeah,
So
that's how you play D&D, actually.
Yeah. That's how you play
roll,
every TTRPG.
Yeah,
you just roll 10d10 and take the lowest.
That's how they actually play that unmentioned game from the last question. That's actually what they do.
That last question, Layla is the DM for that one.
Yeah. Just, hey, you just take the 10. Take the lowest.
10d10, take the lowest. I am gonna someday write a weird game that is the that is the rules.
Please.
I would kill to play that. That's so funny.
I was gonna ask something and I don't remember what it was.
Sorry, we're too funny.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Whoops.
you're so
You
funny
have
and
gotten us if
charming.
you didn't want to laugh.
It just completely
Limitless laughs.
empties my mind. How shocked are you that people talked about playing D&D and then actually apparently have started a campaign?
Where the fuck do they work?
Yeah. Drop that location.
Yeah, firstly, you're all gathered around a vending machine. A workplace has a vending machine?
Could not tell if that was like part of the game.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh my god.
We're like
I was like,
Unsleeping
what
City.
cool modern D&D game are you guys playing where you're all like standing around a vending machine? Why else would coworkers like be around each other?
Yeah, and also like there's enough coworkers around this one vending machine to make a whole D&D group.
What's in this vending machine?
Yeah. What's in there? I want to see it. What we
It's one of
got?
those Japanese ones that has like full
Ooh, yeah.
meals.
Ooh,
Maybe.
Yeah.
I also think it's really funny that the person made a joke about rolling a d20 and was surprised that everyone understood, because I think like the concept of TTRPGs is pretty mainstream. I think most people, if you're like, oh, roll a d20, they would be like, yeah, that's that nerd thing. I know what a d20 is. So it's funny that they were like shocked.
That's true. I did. There are a few people, like the kids that I teach, like their parents, a lot of the times know absolutely nothing, which is why they pay me to play it with their kids because they don't want to.
Yeah.
And like I remember at one point someone had asked me like, what's like D&D lingo? You know, like what can I say to seem like I know about D&D? Like what's a common thing? And I'm like,
Are your kids texting about D&D? Look for these
yeah,
signs.
yeah.
D20, D6.
And I had to D10, take the lowest. And I had to be like, well, I mean, I tried to think of like the most common kind of slang, and I was like dirty 20, I guess, is like something that people say, right? And so I was like, yeah, dirty 20 is if you get like, you know, you get all your points together and you get a 20, but it's a nat 20. And then like later that same day when their kid was on, they just casually in the background, like something happened and they were like, oh, dirty 20. And and it did not work. It did not fit. It did not make sense. And I was like, you got it.
You did great. Thanks, Coach.
You know what? I don't like when people call it a synthetic 20. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Synthetic 20? That's nasty.
Yeah. Say synthetic 20. I'm like, you're taking too long to say this thing. I don't like it.
I do have a lot of my kids they'll say like dirty 11, and I'll be like, you don't have to say dirty.
It's like we get it. It's funny when you do like a natural 11. I like to say something like an unnatural 1. So like when you roll like something higher and then you have to go down to a 1.
Yeah.
That is always good. My brother in my home game of D&D is playing a sorcerer who has, I think it's just a -1 to dex, so it's not the worst, but initiative is always very funny because he usually doesn't roll that well and has gotten 0s or -1s before for initiative, and I'm like, you don't get to go. Sorry, you're not in this.
One of our players on my Saturday games, that I play with, had like a wisdom of like -3. And so would get like a natural 1 and roll like a -2. And it was the funniest thing. And also just always like they always rolled bad for literally everything ever. But it was yeah. It's like, oh, nice unnatural -2.
I got a nat -2.
Yeah. Nat -2.
My dice rolled into a black hole.
Yeah, so they're gone. I guess I don't actually see anything anymore.
And never will again.
Yeah, they're gone. They rolled away.
What are some tips that you would have for this person if they wanted to continue lying as if they do play D&D and this campaign begins?
First thing,
what's some other lingo they could say?
Oh, that lingo. But pick a non-magic class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a barbarian.
Yeah.
So, even be a rogue. Like,
yeah.
As long as you don't have spells, like you're probably good. Yeah. Because once you have to learn like about spellcasting, like, well, technically you can't, action cast a spell that has spell slots and then bonus action cast a spell that has spell slots. You would have to use a cantrip.
I just rolled my eyes as if this wasn't my job.
Yeah.
It's like nerd.
And then like, well, actually a 15-foot cone is like, the nonsense.
Yeah.
Pick something that's so like easy as like I hit a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, don't even really go range because you don't want to have to deal with like short versus long distance shooting because no one knows what that means.
Yeah.
No one knows the range of a longbow. I think it's 150, 600.
I think it is.
No one knows it except for me, the Oracle.
Yes.
Layla
Sorry,
confirmed
like
in chat,
the
Becca, it
Rangers.
is, yeah.
I like Ranger. It's my favorite class because I hate myself.
I love this for you.
Well, it's because I took archery as a child, and I'm like,
Oh,
that's
I
me.
forgot you're gay. Yeah.
You forgot?
No, I didn't.
How did you forget?
I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Okay,
I never
okay.
forget. I forget I'm gay sometimes, but
Yeah, I know. I get a message from you like every other day that's like, I'm gay, and I'm like, yeah. I know.
Sometimes it's I'm gay.
I think it's like I think I'm gay.
I did get high once, and I was like, "What if I was gay?" And Beck was like, "You are gay," and I was like, "Fuck!"
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's do. Let me see, where are we at for time? Okay, let's do. This one's kind of long, so let me do a shorter one.
Okay.
And then we'll do the longer one after the break. Okay. This one is also about D&D, and it's from r/D&D. And the title is, I think that one of my players is cheating. I am, yeah, we've got the lying. Now we're getting into the cheating. I'm running Lost Lines of Phandelver right now, and the group were in the Red Brand hideout, and none of the players looked for traps during the whole dungeon, except in the middle of the second session in this dungeon. One of the players said, "I think there could be a trap. I'm looking for traps," right as he stood in front of the only trap in the dungeon. None of the other players looked before that moment for traps, and none of them looked after detecting that trap for further traps. I am honest, I mistrust this player because he showed it very often that he is a liar. He also looked up monster stats during the fight and told me that a were-rat would not attack with a bite because it wouldn't want to spread the curse of lycanthropy, which showed me that he not only looked up the stat block, but also the whole info of their behavior. I told him that I won't accept this, but at this point it was clear that he looked up the stat. In the dungeon, I have no evidence. How would you handle?
You have the evidence. You literally gave us the evidence.
Okay, I have had this exact player. I will not name drop him. He knows who he is.
Oh my gosh, and he's watching right now.
I hope not, because I said the F word, and he's like 9.
Okay, so this is another child. I have to keep reminding myself that these are children that you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and you're 9 years old, you're not allowed to be on Twitch, okay?
Yeah. Get off.
Okay. I was running because it's I run a class that's like D&D for beginners. So it's like people who have never played before. So I have control of their character sheet, and I just like send it to them so they can see it. And it's like I try to make it like as simple as possible. If they don't have dice, I can roll for them. And so I had a kid join one of my beginners, and he was like, "Yeah, I've never played D&D, but you know, like I got the book for my birthday, and I read through it, and I really want to like play a game." And I was like, "Cool, so you kind of know the basics." And I talked to them, and they were like, "Yeah, I really want a game that like I want dragons." And I was like, "Cool, we can run Dragons of Icefire Peak. Like we'll just run it, so like as a beginning one." And I like day one, I pull up this map, and he like the blank map, and he's like, "I know exactly where this is." And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And then like I explained as like you get to Phandalin, and he like fully like lifted up the book Icefire Peak. And I was like, "Fuck." And so like he would know. He like I was like, "Okay, you guys are gonna arrive here." And he goes, "Okay, let me go to that page really quick." And I was like, "Dude." And he's like, "Okay, I know this and this and this. Don't go that way. There's a trap in there. In one of those barrels, one of those barrels is a mimic, by the way." And like I was like, "Okay, man, you can't keep doing this." I had to like change everything. Like I was it would be like he'd be like, "Okay, I know this guy's a villain." And I was like, "Do you?" Like I would change everything and everyone. Eventually I made them go through a portal, and they were in a completely different location. And I was like, "Fuck you. You're in a desert now. Find that." Like I made this map.
Did
Fuck you 9-year-old.
he was the big. I loved him. He was so much like. Listen, he's a great player. Like he had a lot of. He changed his character every fucking week because I'm like.
Right.
I'm like, hey, like they're kids, you know, if you want to change your character, that's cool. You can change it whenever you want. Just let me know. We'll fix your character sheet. If you want to change your race, if you want to change your class, yeah, just let me know. And so every week he'd be like, oh, I think I want to be an Aarakocra now. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Why not? And so I had to come up with like increasingly like more devious ways to like kill off his past characters. But at one point I was like, a tornado comes and just like sweeps you up. Like I was out of ideas, man. And like it sweeps you up and it leaves another character.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah.
A house from Kansas falls and snatches your old character, and your new character walks out. Take your shoes.
Yeah.
But then like
a bitch in a bubble comes down.
That game, and then like another player from that game got the monster manual. So then anytime I brought in like a new monster and I was like, oh, this isn't in like the Icefire Peak book, he'd be like, hold on, I have the monster manual, and he'd pull up all the stats for this and be like, okay, they're immune to this. And I'm like, guys, please, I'm trying so hard.
Were you able to like tell them like, hey, that's like, don't do that?
Well, here's the thing, because they are kids and they're paying for this class, and I wanted them to be curious. I was like, okay, I'm not going to tell you like how many hit points it has. I'm going to tell you when it's bloodied. I'm not going to tell you like exactly what creature it is. If you can figure it out on your own and go through the monster manual and like figure out the stats, like you can tell everyone else what you think it is. I'm not going to confirm or deny those stats.
Okay, that's a smart way to do it.
Yeah. So, so it's like it was still a lot of the time, like if they saw the token, it's like, oh, like that's obviously, like a fucking Minotaur or something.
Yeah.
So they could pull that up pretty quick. But I mean, yeah, it worked well. I do want them to like, because I want them to like have fun and be curious. I don't want to stop them from doing anything. And which is like, I have a player who's also very young. And she, like, whenever she would roll dice, it would always be a nat 20 every single time, no matter what. No matter what. She'd be like, oh, nat 20, that's crazy. And I'm like, that's crazy. And like she did it so much that the other players started to notice and like call her out on it. And it was like, I was worried that she was going to start getting bullied because everyone was like, no, you didn't. Like, you didn't do that. Like they were like,
they started writing
up
songs
on her.
about her.
Yeah, they were writing like diss tracks. And I was like, so eventually I did have to be like, okay, we're all going to use a virtual dice roller so we can see. Because like there was this one time where she rolled and she was like, I got a 7. And then 3 seconds later, she was like, whoa, nat 20. And I'm like, you literally said 7. You can't do this.
Yeah, you already said it.
Or she would be halfway across the room. Her dice would not be on the table. And I would be like, okay, do a perception check. And she'd be across the room. I'd see her whole body and she'd just yell, nat 20. And I'm like, girl, you got to try to hide it. You can't do it all the time.
DMs hate her for this one simple hack.
Yeah, just say nat 20 and you got it.
I was like, because like I can't just call her out on it. She's like a little girl. She wants to succeed. And I'm like, okay, how do I do this? But yeah, we had to get a virtual dice roller for everyone so we could all see her rolls. And like I didn't like call her out specifically, but I was like, everyone has to use this. It's just easier so that I can see and help you guys out.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I've had players exactly like that, and it drives me crazy. But like, I think you can mentally fuck with people.
The added layer that you're talking about, the people who are doing this to you are children.
Well, I mean, okay, so that's sin. But the thing is, that's what being a DM, I think, is.
Yeah.
Is like you're really trying to, for lack of a better term, mentally fuck with people, with your players. You want them to like be in a situation where they have to think outside of the box. And like, I really like it when my players like will come up with a solution that I never thought of, and they like best me. Like I fucking okay. The other day in the Spelljammer game, there was he was like rolling to search a space station because he wanted a magic weapon, and I was like, and he got like a 2, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like tease him. I'm like, okay, so outside of the window, floating through the vast emptiness of space, you see a lightsaber, and he goes, I use Mage Hand, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot you had Mage Hand. And I was like, I have to give this kid a lightsaber now.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a choice. So yeah, I was, you know, and so now he gets a really cool lightsaber that I had to design, and it's really like overpowered for like he's level 2, you know?
Sometimes
really
you roll a 2,
overpowered.
you get a lightsaber, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he got me there, and I was like, I can't not give it to him.
Yeah.
So it constantly, I feel like it's constantly just like a mental game between you and your players, and you're constantly trying to one up each other.
Yeah.
Which sounds like it is such an evil way to play the game, but it's like
It's what you have to do.
you have to, yeah.
Yeah. And I think kids like that. Like, I think kids like pulling one over on people. And I also think that, like, if a kid can see how they arrived at a place, like being tricked. Like, I think if it's, like, something they could never see coming, then obviously they don't like it that well. But if something happens and they're like, oh, I see, I see how I got here, then I think they do kind of like it.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So I put this in my notes before I knew that you ran games for kids. So this is a little bit overlappy of a story, but it is still pretty funny. I don't think I've ever run games for kids, but I have a friend who has kids, and a couple years ago he messaged me and was like, hey, I'm running this campaign for my kids and then a couple of their friends, and I'm having sometimes like some of my like adult friends come in because it was over Zoom. He was like, I'm having some of my adult friends come in sometimes as like helpful NPCs, basically, to like get them from like, you know, tell them information and stuff like that, because he didn't have to like do everything. And I was like, oh yeah, that's super fun. And was like happy to do it. So we like made the character and stuff. And these kids were so wild because, and I realized after like playing, I was like, they did not listen to him at all. Like, an iota, they did not listen to him. And so I was like, I think he's bringing in guest NPCs because they will listen. Well, no, because they would listen to me slightly more than they would listen to him. And so we got into this combat, and I forget, I think it was some kind of giant was like the monster. And so we're playing, and I'm like, my character was like a cleric, so I could like help heal them and stuff. So I wasn't really like fighting that much. I was mostly just helping them. And so we're going through, and then it's like the first round of combat, and like the one kid's playing a paladin, I think, and like or a fighter or something, does damage. And my friend was like, okay, so that's like, you do like 10 damage. And then this one kid, his one son looked over and was like, okay, so I have the fire giant pulled up, and so that means that it has this much damage left. And I was shocked.
Yeah.
I think I literally was like, what? And then that kept happening, and I was like, this is crazy.
Kids will like write down the hit points, and they'll subtract it all the time. So they'll be like, oh no, he has this much, so you can kill him in this hit, so you should do it.
Yeah. And my friend just seemed so defeated. Like he was like not even really doing anything about it. And then the fire giant like hit one of them or something. Also, it was like he had to go so much higher challenge rating than what they were, because the kids were playing like third or fourth level characters, and this giant is like challenge rating 18 or something, but it's because the kids know everything about it, so you have to go so much harder. So this one of the players gets knocked out, or the characters gets knocked out, and the youngest kid was like, the player goes unconscious. The youngest kid was probably like maybe 9. He may have been younger than that. And he was playing a paladin. And I just remember somebody goes down, it's his turn next, and his older brother, who's the one who has all the stats up, it says, okay, you're gonna have to heal so-and-so on your turn, because otherwise he's gonna die. And the little kid's just like, oh, I don't want to. And his brother his brother is like, you're the paladin, like part of your job is healing, and he's like, yeah, but I also have a cool sword that I want to use sometimes. And I just think about that all the time, this little kid being like, I have this cool sword I want to use.
Dude,
So
kids
funny.
do be like that. Kids love paladins too.
Paladins are fun.
Like, they love paladins, they love dragonborns.
Yeah. Okay. Are we talking about me?
I'm just saying, like, it's very interesting because I don't know. I've never, when I've played D&D, and I played so much fucking D&D, I've played
Wait,
like
really?
I think I've played with a paladin once. Like, it's like just not, I don't see a lot of people like do it. And I expected like my players to come in and be like they wanted to, like, I expected rogues, like I expected a lot of rogues. I've had like one rogue in all the kids that I've taught. Like, kids don't pick rogues. They'll pick like wizards, paladins. That's it. Like, honestly, I have like, and druids.
Oh, interesting.
They love a
Jesus.
Because
How?
animals, probably.
druid. Yeah.
I guess. But Ranger's
Yeah.
right there, and you get a pet.
I mean, I do have a few rangers, but a lot of the time they'll multi-class into druid and ranger.
I just don't like
makes
druids.
sense.
That's my own
That's
personal
fair.
thing.
That's
They're too complicated for my little brain.
Yeah,
fair.
druids
Yeah.
are complicated.
Dude, here's the thing. At this point, with all of the druids in my games and these kids that are like level 2 and they're like, I want to turn into a dragon, and I'm like, listen, you can turn into a mini dragon and I'm going to lower the stats.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have the stats of a wolf, but you can look like a little dragon.
You can look
Yeah.
like whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're a guard Drake, but here you go.
It's like this weary Ashton as a DM going, you're at best a guard, Drake.
Dude, I have one player who will not go into human form and is a wolf 24/7.
That's that's
Listen.
me when I'm playing a druid, because it's like, I only got 2 wild shapes. I'm sticking in this as long as possible.
It's like, I can be in this form for 4 hours? Yeah, and I'm gonna be. I don't care that I
so
can't
wild.
talk. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, he just won't talk. He'll be like,
Uh,
oh, I guess I'll just bite again. I don't really have any cool abilities. I'm like, because you're not. You have so many spells. You're like level 5, and you only want to be in wolf form. Like, you have so many cool spells.
Like, just play a shifter at that point, and then you can be a wolf and then do your things still.
yeah.
It's like you can't complain about not having like spells and strong abilities.
Why aren't these kids doing optimized gameplay? Hey, what's up with these kids not fucking knowing all the rules? And
But that's the thing, is like, I'll really, really try to like explain it to them and be like, so you can actually like do this and this and this, and they're like, I want to be a wolf the whole time. And I was like, you'll never get a bonus action. He's like, that's fine.
my father wrote this whole TTRPG set in, you know,
I want
fake
to play it.
medieval. What?
I want to play it.
Okay, I'll
Oh,
get
your
a copy of
dad.
Alice: A Kingdom in Turmoil. But like, it's all about like, oh, there's very little magic, and like, you know, it's just humans basically. And I'm like, okay, but I want to play a lizard man. And he was like, okay, sure. Because I was a child, obviously, right? Because I've been playing TTRPGs for literally ever. And he was like, yeah, I guess I'll run your own campaign for you, my child, where you get to be a lizard. While everything else in this world is like, the lizard people are extinct at this point, but sure, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So sad. The last lizard.
Well, okay, because I really liked Warhammer and the lizard folk that
Did
are
you?
in it.
Wow. It's kinda
Do you not
gay.
know this about me?
No, I know this about you.
Okay, well, but yeah, that was it.
That's-
That's the end of my
that's great.
sentence. That's my experience with now our topic of children and TTRPGs.
Yeah, sorry, we changed the topic.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
children do often cheat. That's fine. I
mean-
don't think we're that off topic.
My
Okay.
experience as like playing as like a child in TTRPGs was the fact that I didn't have any child friends, so it would be me in a campaign with all of my parents' adult friends.
And how was
And
that
it,
for
like-
you?
It explains so much.
I hate that explains so much.
Like that and spin the bottle. I know everything about you.
That's all you need to know.
Like,
The 3-hour-long spin the bottle game with 2 people, and me only playing TTRPGs
2
with
people
people that
or
were like
2
20 years
other-
old.
2
2
other
other
people? Okay.
2 other people. Yeah.
That's what I
for
thought
3
it
hours.
was, but I was like,
Yeah.
if it was just you and one other person, is that
That
spin
would
the
be-
bottle, or were you just making
That
out
would be
with
even
someone?
sadder.
Yeah.
three
But,
if you
Did
count
you
Avril
like playing TTRPGs with just grown-ups?
It was my only experience with it. I didn't have friends that were my age. And
Lavigne?
I had it. I only played TTRPGs with like my parents' friends until like I was a teenager, and then I stopped playing TTRPGs, and then I got back into them with friends that were my age, like 5 years later.
Yeah.
And like that was the whole thing with it. It was like, oh, this is a thing that my parents do, because my parents played like GURPS and Shadowrun and Toon.
Okay. Can you hold that closer to the camera? Because I have to see what this is.
So Toon.
Oh
it's
my gosh.
not Jupiter Ascending. Not
Thank you,
Jupiter
thank you.
Ascending. Toon is a Steve Jackson Games game where you play cartoons and you can't die
I
because you're
need to
cartoons.
play that.
I'll run it
think.
for you.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
god.
Okay.
I want to.
Okay.
I'm so out of, not to again change the subject, but listen, I haven't like played D&D in so long because I've been constantly fucking running it. I want to play a TTRPG, man.
Okay. Ashton, I think you know people that will play a TTRPG with you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could ask
I
around.
don't
but I'm not
know.
Yeah, actually.
sure. Like name 2.
You heard it here first. Becca is gonna run Toon on my channel.
Okay.
for me and
Oh,
Ashton.
bitch. Bitch.
Yeah. That okay. I'll figure it out.
As a sequel to this non-game stream.
I'm not gonna lie, I did start writing a campaign for Toon
Shut the fuck up.
at one point, yeah.
Oh
But it's
my
that
God.
thing.
Is it dark?
It's post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
Oh
It's
my
like following the
God.
rules, kind of like of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, of like Toons can't die due to human causes.
Yes.
So like the world's dead, but only the Toons live because they can't. The nuclear explosion wouldn't have killed them.
That's kind of everything, and you, yeah.
Thanks, Layla.
Layla's right.
Yeah.
Layla's right, and you I need to be in this. I don't
Okay,
even
yeah.
fucking care if you stream it or not,
Okay.
which is so weird because I haven't played TTRPGs for like myself in 5
Well,
years.
let's also work on that, and then but we'll also stream this.
Layla
Everything-
also
everything's
is saying, "Tell Ashton I'll run D&D for all of you." So we've
Hell
got
yeah.
some offers,
Oh,
I'm
I've got
gonna
blood
bring
tax
my-
reunion,
Oh my god.
but D&D.
but D&D this time.
We're all vampires, but we're in Dungeons and Dragons.
Sometimes you have to play a vampire.
Mhm.
Vampire.
Okay, cool. Sorry,
what were
Beck,
we
were you gonna
talking
say
about?
something else?
I don't know.
I was
I don't
about
remember what
to
we were talking about.
I was about to send us to break, to be honest.
Oh, we're gonna kick back, baby.
Yeah, because it's been about an hour that we've been streaming. So we're gonna go on a quick break, like 5 minutes. When we get back, I think Ashton. Yeah, you do it on stream. Thank you, 5. Ashton mentioned that DMing is just playing mind games with people. So when we get back, we actually do have a game that is about a DM playing mind games with people.
Yes.
We have one about someone who's really bad at cheating. Another story that involves just reading the player's handbook or whatever. And then I do have a bonus story that is not about lying or cheating, but it is about Vampire the Masquerade, and it's pretty funny. So if you are
Just Taylor calling us out.
yeah, well, maybe. I wrote
no.
the post.
Uh-oh. Yikes.
No, I think you'll like it. So, so if you're hanging out in chat, make sure you come back in like 5 or so minutes so you can hear the rest of these stories because they're very good. And we'll see you all in a little bit. Bye. Hello, everyone. We are back with the second half of this episode of Over the Table. I'm here with Becca and Ashton. Becca and I both ate popsicles off stream, so we're both, we got sugared up, and we're ready to talk about more.
Just what we needed.
Just what we needed. Becca got
really
some
lacking.
protein. Yeah, so what, 5 grams of protein?
5 grams of protein. My yogurt bar. Woohoo!
And I
Let's
had
talk
a nice...
about that actually for the rest of.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a yogurt stream
All right,
now.
let me just.
So our
delete my
National
notes.
Treasure musical that we wrote.
Yeah. So actually,
You have to save that for plugs.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So before the break, Ashton said that being a DM is pretty much, I don't know, psychological warfare for your players or something like that. So I do coincidentally have a story that is kind of about that. This one is from r/D&D. I do have a content note for this one that it deals with paranoia and delusions. I don't think it's exactly gaslighting, but it's kind of gaslight-y behavior. It's mostly towards player characters, but also maybe not great for one particular player. So if that's something that is, upsetting or triggering to you, tune out for maybe 20 minutes or so. But this is the story. The title is Player Hated Something Our DM Did That I Thought Was Cool. I'm currently playing a campaign, and my boyfriend is the DM. It's his first time DMing, and he's taking it very seriously and doing his best to create a good game for us. The players are myself, 2 of our long-term D&D friends, and this new guy who one of our friends works with, who we'll call X. Like many tables, we have a group chat to discuss the game, but our DM will often privately message us during the game with information that he only wants one player to be aware of. For example, an NPC slips the player a note, and our DM will message that player with what the note says, that kind of thing. Here lies the source of the conflict. X is playing a warlock with a great old one patron. His backstory specifically says that his character has become a paranoid, mentally unstable wreck, is plagued with nightmares and hallucinations, all caused by his patron who's screwing with him. Our DM thought a cool way to incorporate this in an organic way would be to feed X information via private chats, but this info nearly always turned out to be bogus and a result of paranoia. For example, during a conversation with an NPC, the DM would ask X to roll a perception check. If he passed, nothing happens because he's seen past his paranoia. But if he fails, the DM would message something like, "You notice that their eyes briefly glow," hinting said NPC is something dodgy in disguise. Turns out, the NPC was totally normal, but X obviously didn't know that, and so paranoid shenanigans and accusations ensued. This type of thing has been going on for 30 plus sessions, with all of us unaware of our DM's true motivations. Finally, in our last session, it was revealed what was going on. Myself and the 2 other players thought this was really cool, since it explained some of X's character's more erratic behavior. Sadly, though, X hated it. He said the DM had been deliberately sabotaging him and that he'd been made to look like an idiot. He argued that by feeding him the info like it was legit, the DM had robbed him of his agency and forced his character to make irrational decisions. We find out from a friend the next day that X doesn't want to play with us anymore. That has 3 exclamation points at the end of it. So what bums me out about this situation most is the effect it's had on my boyfriend / our DM. He was really bummed that X responded the way that he did, and it seems to have knocked his confidence as a DM. He'd been building this reveal for months now. For it to turn out so badly really hurt him. So I'm keen to hear seasoned players' thoughts here. Was this just a straight up bad idea, or was the idea okay, but perhaps executed poorly, or was X just being dramatic?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think so. This one is actually like less of a like, one answer is definitely right and you're being dumb. This one I feel like is very much if it were like someone that I knew, like fucking me and Becca are always on the same wavelength. Like if it was me and Becca, I'd be like, that was sick. If I didn't know like someone that well, I would have said like there needed to be better communication for sure. like I would have, if I were the DM, I would have told them that I was just like privately told them that I was, hey, I'm gonna do this, but you, is it okay if you like genuinely, you as a person do not know what is real and is not real? Yeah, like, so that way they know kind of something is going on a lot of the time, but you know, they still have the option if they think it's fake to like not act on whatever they're thinking. So I get it, you know, like I always say, like communication is literally the most important part of playing D&D. Like just making sure that your players are like feeling, despite the fact that you are doing emotional manipulation and trying to fuck with them, that they are
Safe.
enjoying your fuckery, and feeling safe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like it sounds like no one really knows this person, this X that's in the group. Like no one knows them super well. This is like a new person that's been randomly brought in. It should have been like a longer conversation when that part of their backstory is brought up. I was like, okay, do you have any specific way that you want that displayed or like anything? Like there should have been more communication probably on that front and be like, hey, I might feed you false information. You good?
Yeah.
Because
yeah. But yeah, I agree with both of what you're saying. I think I'm really big on, like, especially if there's something that I think could be potentially, like, really upsetting to someone or triggering and it's not something covered by, like, session 0 stuff. This mostly happens in my Monster Hearts game just because that game is, like, a horror game and has, like, a lot of, and you're playing minors and stuff like that, so it's, like, more complicated. Yeah. So I do like to message players and say, like, hey, I'm thinking of, like, the storyline. Like, how do you feel about that? Or I'll say, like, hey, I have some ideas. Like, do you want to be surprised? Do you want to be, like, let in on this thing? I think this sounds like it was kind of an honest mistake by the DM. I am kind of surprised that the player, after 30 sessions and deciding that their own backstory was that they were paranoid and unstable, that they weren't like, oh, maybe some of this is not real. Especially, like, you can kind of metagame, like, if someone is like, roll a perception check. Yeah. And you roll, like, a 5.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I also have, like, why is it a perception check? That was my first, like,
yes.
That should be, that's not a perception check.
Yeah, I would say that's like a saving throw of some kind. Yeah. Or, like, insight.
Yeah, it should be something else than
wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, a wisdom save.
Yeah, I would think a wisdom saving throw because then there's more of a chance that the player can figure out what's going on. Yeah. Because wisdom saving throws. Yeah, it's like, okay, either a spell is happening or there's like some kind of effect that's happening. So I agree with that. I am kind of surprised the player was like seemingly shocked that this is what was happening.
After 30 sessions?
After 30 sessions,
That's more than half a year if you're doing it once a week.
Yeah.
That's so long.
It's also just like, that's such a long time to like not have that communication and to like play that out and like for people to not question it.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, and it's like explains like there clearly there's like erratic behavior that's happening. It's like, and you haven't like been like, hey, I did this thing, and it's been seen as like if the rest of the party was like, whoa, what the hell? And it's like, it has not been talked about really.
Yeah. Especially like, if like the player isn't saying like, I was talking to this NPC and their eyes started glowing.
Yeah, it was like that not talked to among the rest of the party. So then like that could be like a plot point that they look into and then like discover like, oh, actually that person was fine. So what's happening? It's like, did we just ignore all of this up until the big reveal?
Yeah. It's a little weird.
Ashton, what's the most manipulative thing you've done as a DM?
Ooh. I mean, there are a lot of things that I've done. I would say, like in the game where the players all had the books and knew exactly what was going on, when they would be like, I know for a fact, like, it is this monster, and I know, like, what it's immune to. And I'm like, but do you actually know that it's that monster? And it's, like, so obviously that monster. And I'm like, but what if it's not? Like I would fuck with them so much, because like they had everything in front of them,
Yeah.
and so like I would change a bunch of stuff. Like if they would say, "Oh, I know there's a mimic, like one of those barrels is a mimic," I'd be like, "Yeah, go check it out," and they'd be ready to be like, "There's no mimic here." They'd be like, "Well, where's the mimic?" I'm like, "It's not here."
Just left.
Yeah.
Decided to go hang out somewhere else.
Yeah. So like they would be, even though they had like all the information in front of them, like they would never know what was going on and they would second guess everything. Which was so great for me. It was so great. I loved it. Like they deserved that. I wouldn't do that to like another group. But like,
but to the children.
But no, but like the more that they know and the more that they're like, you know, like they feel confident in their choices, I guess. Is like
the more confident they feel, the more I gotta knock them down.
Yeah, I mean, like I want them to like make decisions that they're proud of and also make decisions that they regret.
Yeah.
And like, which is why I like it when they're like, we should definitely do this. And I'm like, this, are you sure about that? Because this could end to this, like lead to this.
Yeah.
And you guys could all die. So just like think it through. And then, you know, when something bad does happen, if like they had considered it or they were like warned about it and they're like, yeah, we should have listened. That's the best. So that's probably like the most manipulative thing I've done. And it's just like, that's just straight up lying, you know? Like that one, it's not like doing any clever shit. I'm just like, you don't know. You don't fucking know. It's not that. What if it isn't though? Like,
Xavier in chat said sometimes you have to gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss your players at the same time.
Yeah,
I think that's true.
You do.
Becca, have you ever done anything manipulative as a GM?
Like in general, or as a GM?
Yeah. First question: have you ever done anything manipulative just at all? And then
probably
second question as a GM.
Well, let's see. In high school, I lied to some of my friends about having a sister who lived in the attic, and they did believe me for a little bit.
And what was the purpose of that? Because usually I feel like manipulation has a purpose behind it. Was there a greater
I don't
purpose?
know.
Oh my god, this is Magnus' origin story.
What, about manipulating people?
No, just
having a sister, I think.
Having a sibling in an attic or something.
Yeah, my twin sister Rowena, she lives in the attic.
Magnus origins.
Sure, yeah. I don't know why I did this. I can't explain why I was the way I was in high school. Probably because I was trying to be straight. Who knows?
I love that it's high school. Because, like, I did shit like that when I was in kindergarten. I remember telling people that my sister was Britney Spears.
Okay, how'd that go?
Kindergarten. You went all the way to high school, and I love that for you.
Yeah, you know, I don't... I've given you too much of my lore, actually. We need to take it back a few steps.
No.
You don't need
maybe
more of
this
my
is
lore.
the manipulation. Maybe none of this is true.
Yeah, actually, my parents have never played a TTRPG.
Don't fucking lie.
Yeah, they definitely didn't co-write Naughty and Dice: A Role Player's Guide to Gaming in Sexual Situations.
Don't look it up.
Also,
you'll see the lie.
Also, I'm straight. I'm Sith. Yeah. As a GM, I was sitting here trying to think, and my brain is so bad at remembering anything I've done in a game, basically ever. Okay. Especially when I DM, because I black out, which isn't helpful for remembering what happens in my game. Are any of my players in chat right now? No. Okay. One was earlier. Had to check. I think like the most manipulative thing is we had like a spy kind of invade their party relatively recently, and just dancing around that and like that spy's manipulation with other NPCs. It just was a nice fun lie both inside and outside the game that they still haven't discovered yet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Love
That's
it.
exciting.
It's that kind of stuff. I don't GM that often, because I think I'm bad at it.
Oh no.
I also think I'm bad at it, but I get
That's
paid
your
for
job.
It,
Yeah.
Well,
so I'm
we'll
just
find
saying you're
out.
probably good at it.
Okay, thank you,
We'll find
I don't
out
know,
if
I've never
Becca's
been
good
in
or
one of
bad
your
at
games.
GMing.
We'll
Yeah.
find out when we play Toon.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yes.
gonna say. We play Tune.
Which we
We'll put
legally
a
have to.
a poll in chat after every session for the viewers to vote whether you were good or bad at GMing.
Oh, I'll fall apart. If I couldn't handle the compliments during blood tax, you think I can handle actual criticism? If I couldn't handle people being nice to me? If someone's mean to me?
That would be a diabolical thing for someone to do after a stream is be like, all right, everyone in chat, vote on vote on
if you like this.
vote if you like this or not. Speaking of everyone in chat right now, vote if you like the stream or not. Just put a 1 in chat if you're enjoying it, and put a 2 in chat if you're not enjoying it. Okay. Turn my face away from the chat. The next story that I have is I think it's from r/D&D. I actually forgot to write down what subreddit it's from. But the title of this one is, I have a player who always cheats and she's terrible at it. Oh, we're getting some ones from viewers, 2s from performers, so that's good. That's good for me to know as the host.
Just psychologically Taylor. I'm having a great time.
I'm torturing my guests, but the viewership is enjoying it.
And that's what matters.
And then that's what matters as a streamer. I don't really care about my friendships. I just really mostly care about my viewership and my content.
It's about the content.
It's about the content.
An angel and a devil.
I'm a content creator first and foremost. Okay, I have a player who always cheats and she's terrible at it. She always tries to roll high in the same way. She takes the number she wants on a die on top, holds the die about 5 inches above her rolling tray, and drops it in a way to make the number she wants come out on top. And she never gets it. I've seen her roll hit points, make saving throws, roll damage, etc. She always tries to cheese the dice in the same way, and all it does is seemingly guarantee the number she wants never comes up. Early on, I told her she shouldn't try to cheat, but also, who cares if someone cheats at an RPG? But since it literally has never worked, I now kind of look forward to her weird dice ritual. Maybe she'll figure it out one day.
I love it. I love that. I'm obsessed with that.
That is so funny. I am trying to figure out how this would work.
I do. I also want to try this. Like, it's very good. It's a very good thing.
It bounces. Maybe I'm using too small of a die.
Like, okay, hold on.
It's also funny that she's holding it like 5 inches above the tray. She could hold it much closer and it would maybe work.
5 inches. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it rolls. It's like a D20 rolls.
Yeah, it's pretty far away to hold it. Everyone at home, get out your dice and see if you can drop a D20 from 5 inches above the tray and have it land perfectly on the number you're trying to drop.
Honestly, I am kind of obsessed with that as a rolling style. Like, I've noticed, like, everyone rolls dice in such like a unique way. To them, like, I wanted to do for a long time. I've been thinking about doing a TikTok, and it's just like the players of D20 and how they roll dice because they're all like so unique.
Yeah.
And like that's so funny. I love it so much. I'm just obsessed with this. I love like unique dice rolling things. Like, I mean,
the thing is that I did get like the number I wanted like
it's possible.
one time.
Yeah, it's possible. Which is like it's like when people like blow on the dice. Like, you know, like it's just like superstition. And so like to just kind of I do that in a way where like when I'm not using like my D6s, I always put them on the 6 side up.
Yes.
Because like I want them to get
the
used to it.
Yeah, like that's where they're supposed to sit.
Yeah. So I want them to know. So yeah, like I love it. I don't even think that's cheating. It's really not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it is cheating. It's unclear whether this person is trying to cheat or whether it's a superstition to me.
Yeah.
Like, since it's not really working, I don't know if you can classify it. It's either not
Yeah.
cheating or this person is very stupid. Like,
Yeah.
those are kind of the
I
two.
mean, the fact that they have not tried something else,
Yeah.
like, because
Yeah.
like I would, when I think cheating, I think it's just you roll a dice and you call out a fucking whatever number you want.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
20 from across
Like-
the room.
Yeah,
I
not
would-
20 from across the room. But
I
like
would-
the fact that you're being honest about it, like makes me think that they're actually not even trying to cheat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Xavery said that she needs metal dice.
So,
which
I
Are you
saw that.
trying
I
metal
was
dice?
using my metal D20. And it wasn't
Ooh.
working still. I've gotten it to work on the D4, but that's because it's a fucking triangle.
yeah,
Yeah.
the D4 is a little easier.
Yeah. But
If you're-
it still bounces.
If you're cheating on a D4 roll, I fear that things are going pretty
Listen,
bad.
whenever
I
I actually write my D4 based TTRPG, people will be
Yeah.
cheating then.
yeah, the D4
Yeah.
does work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
so-
cheat with the D4 confirmed.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll
my
comment this on the
my
podcast.
magic missile rolls are going to be so good.
Oh
You
You guys
my
do
god.
not understand.
Yeah,
one
we
by
just
one.
learned something here today.
Yeah.
Wow, all fours for magic missile.
That's crazy.
I think,
Have
like,
either
roll them all separately.
I wrote them all separately and I held them very specifically and
Yeah.
dropped them straight down. Shocking. Have either of you ever cheated in a TTRPG?
Yes.
I mean, as a DM, all the fucking time. All the
yeah.
time. Like the amount of times I've, like a player would have been like fully dead, and I'm like, I don't want them
wanna
to
kill
fully
you.
die. They're kids. Yeah. So it's like, oh wow, he hits you and you have 2 hit points left. Crazy. You almost died. You're so close.
You better run away now.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Yeah, I'll do that all the time. I don't
Yeah.
know if I've ever like I don't think I've ever cheated in the sense of like lying about dice rolls.
Yeah.
Or like
Becca, you
something
very
big like that.
quietly immediately said yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this.
Yeah, I have.
All right, go on.
Yeah, are you
I
gonna
don't know.
elaborate or it's just a yes or no?
I mean, I definitely have. I've been playing TTRPGs for
Since-
literally
yeah.
29 years. Like,
That's fair.
I have.
You can't recall. You're just like probability wise.
Probability wise, it had to have happened. And I might have on like maybe like a one shot really early into my AP career. But like, I don't really remember.
I don't think I've ever like cheated in a TTRPG. There have been times that DMs have had homebrew rules that I did not know going into the game and did not agree with, and so maybe maybe yeah maybe
didn't know
lied
them?
about.
Yeah.
Well, no, was like for example, this is a thing that I'm like maybe the unpopular opinion, only person in the world who thinks this. I don't like fumbles on ability checks. Like, I don't like when you roll a nat 1 on an ability check and then the DM's like, oh, you fucking shit your pants and die or whatever. And I'm always like, well, that's not really, the rules of the game.
The game say it's
Right, or, like,
I do
saving
every time my
throws or
players roll
whatever.
in that one, I do have them shit their pants though. That's
yeah.
just an automatic that one.
It depends on the game, but there have been times where, like, I'll roll a saving throw for something, and I know that if I told the DM it was a nat 1, even though it ends up being a 5 or whatever, that they're going to be like, you still take the damage, or you take double damage, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm not going to tell them it's a nat 1, I'm going to tell them it's a 5, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I would say that's the closest I get to cheating, which is, I'm following the rules, just not the rules of the GM.
Right.
I think on like ability checks to go on that, I think you should only like if you roll nat 1 for like athletics or acrobatics, something bad's gonna happen to you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
about
yeah.
it though. Everything else, you're fine.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
history check. It's like I rolled a nat 1. Also, like,
You
there's
don't
some
remember
abilities.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have amnesia now.
Like make a
forgotten-
perception check to see if this person is real. Like, oh, nat 1, you don't even know if you're real. Like you're having like like
Yeah. I think if I go into a game knowing that that's what the rules are going to be and I can decide, like, okay, do I want to play this? Or if it's like a really silly game, then I don't really care. But if it's like I'm in combat and I roll a 1 on a saving throw and I know the DM is going to be like, you actually take triple damage, then it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to fucking tell you I rolled in that one. I'm going to tell you I got an unnatural 5 or whatever.
yeah.
I got a dirty
Unnatural
5.
35.
God.
But yeah, I think that's the only thing that you could really classify as cheating. Even as a DM, I don't really fudge rolls very much.
Oh, I fudge rolls all the time as a DM.
I don't really.
I do
I
all
believe
the
in the
fucking
dice.
time.
It's the heart of the dice.
I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, like I was thinking about ways to make that trick work with the D20.
Uh-huh.
Like you could like put some glue on the bottom of it. That'd be better.
Now, that's
So, okay,
cheating. I think
for-
that's
like
cheating for
like
sure.
chewing gum or like a sticker.
For
Not noticeable at all. What's that huge lump on the bottom of your D20? I don't know.
I hate you, Ashton.
You put the gum back in your mouth.
I was gonna
Also,
say
there's some kind of thing going on in that only Ashton and Becca know that they're doing that I don't know. And I know that what Ashton just said had something to do with that, but I don't know.
what I was
Fine.
going to say at my job, we do have a puzzle in one of our rooms where there are magnets drilled into the underside of dice. So when you roll them on this specific table, they always come up as one like number.
That's very
Um,
cool.
That is one of the puzzles we have in one of our escape rooms, which like the guy is called the cheat. So everyone knows he's cheating.
From Homestar Runner?
Sure. I never experienced
That was a-
Homestar
that was
Runner.
a
I was a
reference only for me.
Homestuck kid.
Oh, okay. You can only have one home-based fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that you went oh like that. It looked like you put together another piece of the puzzle of my brain.
What?
Nothing.
Becca, I do have to say, I
Yes.
did. So I have a fundraiser going right now for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. And
Oh, yeah?
during one of my one-shots, I don't remember when, I said in passing that if I hit my goal of $100, that I would run a Homestuck one-shot. So
How much
if
do you need
that
right
no, that's not me. That's not me trying to get you to donate. Although if you want to, you can. It's a good place. But but just that I know who I can go to now. If we ever hit 100, then
Yeah.
Becca, you'll be receiving a message.
Well, Max read Homestuck too.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Then I know who I can go to immediately upon doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know what system I would run. Maybe someone's written a Homestuck system.
I
They
could
totally have.
almost guarantee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to exist. I haven't seen it, but it has to exist.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, since we're talking about we kind of were talking about specific ways that people roll dice. Do either of you have like a signature way that you roll dice?
Ooh.
Becca. So now we're only $20 away now from me running a Homestuck one shot at some point in the future.
The question was, do we have a way that we roll dice?
Yeah. Do you have like a
mean-
signature method?
I don't know, like maybe like rolling it off like the tips. Like,
Yeah.
Like kind of like that.
You do one
I
of
don't know.
those?
Yeah, like a little. The best only
Yeah.
when I'm being extra gay.
So all the
doing-
time?
Or just like literally, I guess like picking
just-
it up and not even like shaking it. I just like
Throw it
just-
in there?
Yeah, just
Place it
like
down.
don't even. Yeah, exactly. Like or like I just dropped that, by the way. It's on the floor.
Nice.
I'll never find it.
Okay.
Or like, I was trying to think of some really unique ways to do it, and I was thinking you like put them in a pair of baggy jeans and like shake around.
I heard you say earlier, how will I fit in baggy jeans? So I know you're trying to get in some like you're trying to do some kind of active whatever it's called, activating
I don't know.
phrase. Someone in
I don't know what
chat
you're
is
trying to
someone in chat is about to be
Can't
a
believe you've done
sleeper
this.
agent.
No, it's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
All right.
I'm at 15.
Next story. Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Savory.
Oh shit, you're running Homestuck, dude!
All
You're running
right.
Homestuck!
I have to run a Homestuck one shot. Thank you, Savory. Savory, you may have, this may impact you as well, because I think you also know Homestuck, so there, you know, there may be certain people that I'm reaching out to.
I'm so glad that I have never gotten into it. I tried once. I really did.
Dude, I'm so excited to play a Bard of the Void. Are you kidding me?
I don't know what that means, but I love it.
It's happening. I barely know what it means. I read Homestuck, but it was a long time ago, and a lot of it don't remember. Okay. Well, as punishment, let's go on to the next story.
As punishment for donating to charity?
Yeah. Well, the real punishment for donating to charity is that I will be running a Homestuck game. That's the real punishment.
I was literally saying earlier this week, hey, I know I have like a million things I should be watching or reading, but what if I reread Homestuck?
Dude.
Now you have
to. Turn back time right now.
Okay. Yeah, Ashton, do you want to read Homestuck with me?
Okay, podcast where we just read Homestuck.
Great. Done.
Done. Okay. Actually, I think this last one is going to be the Vampire the Masquerade one, because I'm looking at the time. We got like 15 minutes. So, our last story is from r/VTM.
It goes, my players won't learn what a fucking hunger die is. Every session, I have to explain to them what it means to roll your hunger die.
My players don't remember this game only uses D10s.
10d10, take the lowest.
10d10, take the lowest.
Sorry,
it's not that hard.
Is that true about BTM? Does it only use D10s?
Yeah. Yeah. It only uses D10s.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And a 5 or lower is a failure on the dice, and then a 6 or higher is a success. If you're using regular dice, if you're using vampire dice, they have different icons on them. But yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
okay.
a 1 is the beast, is like
Possible
the bad
beast or
one.
failure.
Yeah, and then a 10 is the beast or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
It suddenly makes so much sense.
I said this.
I think you did.
And a hunger, if you're rolling a rouse, if you're rousing your blood, well, it's just you roll a d10. If it's a 5 or less, you get hungrier. If it's a 6 or greater, you don't get hungrier. That's all it is.
A rouse.
Holy shit! That's how it works.
That's how it works.
I feel like I have a 7th sense now for this. I got it.
Oh, let's play Vampire the Masquerade then.
Ooh,
I cannot.
Vampire the Masquerade Homestuck? Would that work? I feel like maybe it would.
There's only really canonically one vampire, I believe, in Homestuck. Because I don't even think her ancestor or her ancestor were vampires as well.
They could all be her.
You all just play.
Which one was that? Was that Vriska? Who is the vampire one?
Kanaya?
Yeah,
she was Virgo.
Yeah.
And she was a lesbian.
Because
that's
her
all you
need to know.
Spoilers for Homestuck, her and Rose ended up together.
Whoa, dude.
And this is the kind of expertise you'll get when Becca appears on my Homestuck
my
one
first
shot.
and last information on Homestuck right there.
I can send you some.
You're not going to watch
imagery.
the stream?
Oh, I guess. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, this is from r/VTM. Content warnings for this one. It does mention drunk driving, and it does mention a car accident as a result from that. The title of this story is Humanity Lost from This?
Number 15.
That is very...
We were playing Vampire the Masquerade, and our storyteller made the decision that I would lose humanity because of this choice that I made.
Becca, you have no idea how accurate the way... That is how it's written, pretty much. I can't do the voice as well as you, though, so I'm just going to read it in my voice.
Okay.
Feed on a girl at a bar. She got woozy, but I let her drive her car home. Her her friend was drunk and making out with a guy. My character didn't want to waste money on her to call a taxi. The girl passed out behind the wheel and crashed. I lost one humanity. The girl's friend blamed me and is raising a stink. I felt no remorse. It wasn't my fault. She'd been drinking. She could have taken a taxi. Fair?
Okay, so like fed off of a girl who then got woozy, and then she's the one that drove.
I think so.
Implied that she's also drunk, even though her friend was the only one cited as drunk and making out with a guy.
Yeah. This isn't written the best, so it's possible that the girl...
Yeah, what is the chain? What's the connected chain here that we're...
Yeah, start again. Read it again.
Okay, I'll read it again. Feed on a girl at a bar.
Okay.
She got woozy. She got woozy, but I let her drive her car home. Her friend was drunk and making out with a guy. My character didn't... Yeah, it kind of... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. My character didn't want to waste money on her to call a taxi. The girl passed out behind the wheel and crashed. Actually, I guess reading this, I don't know which girl... I don't know which girl was driving.
So, the woozy one.
The little woozy. I think it's the woozy one. Because it says she got woozy, but I let her drive her car home.
Yeah.
And I think the friend...
That sounds like...
I think the friend was not in the car because this is the girl's friend blamed me and is raising a stink.
Right.
Yeah.
And then says she'd been drinking, she could have taken a taxi. So it's, I think it's poorly written, but I think both girls were drunk.
Yes, probably.
The one girl was bit. She got woozy from being bit and maybe being drunk, drove her car home because this person didn't want to pay for a taxi. And then she crashed. And I think the only reason it mentions the other friend being drunk is because the other friend couldn't drive her home either.
Right.
I'm thinking.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. So what do we think? Is this fair?
I mean, loss of humanity, is harder than that in Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
Because,
I'm acting like I know.
Do you auto-lose one when you kill someone?
So... Here's what
you lose humanity when you drain people to death.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Liv could have had 0 humanity.
Yeah. Correct.
It also is.
I was playing that game wrong.
Yeah.
It's kind of at the storyteller's discretion because you can get stains, and then when you get stains, then you have to make a remorse check. Yeah, you have to make a remorse check. I do think so. Some people in the comments of this, because this person says, the girl's friend blamed me as raising a stink. I felt no remorse. It wasn't my fault. So I think if you are trying to, if you're playing Vampire the Masquerade and you're like, here's this thing happened, it's going to be bad for your humanity. And the player's like, I feel no remorse. I think the storyteller could be like, okay, well, remorse is the definition of whether you lose humanity or not. If you succeed on the save, you feel remorse. If you fail on the save, you feel no remorse and you lose humanity.
Did you make that roll, or did the DM just kind of auto this feels bad?
Yeah. A lot of stuff missing from this, but there's
a lot of context. Did you just meet this girl and just feed off of her and then be like deuces? Because then it's just if you were just going out for a snack, you can't really control what the rest of her evening was. But if you I don't know.
It's also not clear if the person died. I feel like it's a pretty big, if the NPC died in the car accident and you were like, I don't care, then it's okay, that's pretty bad. If she didn't die, it's okay, you should still feel bad, I think.
But it's the whole vampire thing about humanity. It's do you actually feel bad about?
You're kind of destined to lose humanity in the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know Vampire the Masquerade very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This actually explains a lot because I have played Vampire the Masquerade in Blood Tax and one other time. And that one other time I am still made fun of because apparently I made a character that ruined the game for everyone.
What? Okay.
Was
What are the
this
details of this
Kermit?
character?
Yes, it was Kermit. It was Kermit Mustard Gonzo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
and-
starting to understand why it may have ruined the game for everyone.
But the thing is, I wanted to create a character because I came in a week late because I was like I was having a mental breakdown and I was gonna go sleep by the river, just because like I felt like I needed a change, and so like I couldn't be there because I was at the river, and then the second week I came in and I was like, okay, I'm still kind of recovering, but like I want to play this game and I want to create a character that is gonna be the easiest character to get along with, is just going to be like help and like be like a backup character. And so like, you know, I just wanted to be helpful. And I guess in doing that, I created a character that was the most problematic and like worst. And I still to this day will defend some of my decisions as Kermit Mustard Gonzo. One of them being, do you want to like do a what's the fucking check to make you look human, whatever that is?
Blush of life.
Yeah, blush of life.
Yeah, they're like, do you want to do that? And I was like, I don't need to do that, because like that's something that we have never done in like blood tax as well. And so like it was a difference between DMs as well. And so I was like, why would I need that? I don't need that. And then like that ruined the whole thing for everyone. They were like, you're just gonna go out as a vampire? And I was like, yeah, I just go to a coffee shop. And they were like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to a coffee shop.
I don't know how to play this game.
Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So like it was weird. And so like Kermit Mustard Gonzo, I guess like there was this one point where I was like, I realized that Kermit Mustard Gonzo is a problem. He's the driver. He's gonna be in the car. They were all like fighting, and I was like I was literally, I didn't say a single thing for like the second half of one of the episodes because I was like, Kermit Mustard Gonzo is in the car. He's like the like the keys are in the ignition. He's waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
I feel like the first part of the story was that you were standing by a vending machine with people and were like, oh yeah, I've played Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was part of it. And then like that combined with the fact that I wasn't able to know about anyone else's characters, so I didn't know like what everyone else was like. I didn't know. I'd like missed session 0 and I missed session 1. So I came in session 2 with Kermit Mustard Gonzo and people were like, you can't fucking do this. And then like compare that to Jeinfeld, which is a character I made specifically to be annoying. And people are like, no, Kermit Mustard Gonzo was way worse than Jeinfeld. And I was like, Jeinfeld was Jerry Seinfeld as a bard. Just like he was like a motivational speaker. And I can't, I'll say it. My Jerry Seinfeld impression isn't that good.
What?
Can we get a
Michael
taste?
Caine, which is flawless. It's not my Michael Caine, which is also flawless. My
Uh-huh.
John Travolta, which is pretty good. My Mark Ruffalo, which I'm working on. So like
You can't not then do the Jerry Seinfeld impression now. Like you can't say all these things and then be like, well, and then I'm not gonna do it. So you do have to, I'm afraid, do it on stream.
what's the deal?
That's not a great Jerry Seinfeld. It's a pretty good Liz
Pinocchio
Lemon
from Shrek.
crying. Oh yeah.
He turned into Pinocchio. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and so yeah, listen, I'll say Kermit Mustard Gonzo maybe. There was at one point where I was like, I want to take Kermit Mustard Gonzo out of the story so you guys don't have to deal with him because I felt so bad. And I was like, Kermit Mustard Gonzo goes to live in the sewers. And they were like, no, you can't do that. You have to we had to drag him. And so then it was like annoying because they had to drag him out of the sewers. And I was like, I'm just trying to help.
I'm trying to save you guys.
And it was like a whole extra thing they had to do. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to fix this situation. Everything I do makes it worse, and I'm sorry. So like I do live by justice for Kermit Mustard Gonzo. But but I guess, you know, I understand why people did not like him. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world's against him.
Yeah.
The world was against Kermit Mustard Gonzo.
And World of Darkness is a complex system. there's a lot of abilities and a lot of things you have to know. Like Blush of Life isn't described that well, and there's a lot of pages you have to get through before you can even find it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Hidden in there is that you can't use a smartphone unless you use Blush of Life, which I think is pretty funny.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's like, okay, come on.
Come
on.
Well, speaking of being so tired, we are exactly at the time that we're gonna wrap up. So
No.
let's really
No.
quickly do plugs. You guys can talk about your National Treasure musical that you've been working on. Now's the time. And we'll start with Ashton.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashton. Thank you so much for coming to my Minecraft Let's Play. I did not have IBS during it, but I probably will after. Sorry, hold on, there's a fire truck going by. Can you hear that?
No.
Okay, we're good. You can follow me on Twitter at popsicle_Mike or anywhere else on the internet at popsiclemike, where I tweet about things. Also, I challenged myself to try to fit in as many title tracks of NCT, the K-pop boy group.
Okay.
So I want to say I got 20.
Nice.
Really quick, I'm just going to read through them. See if you guys remember when I used them.
You've already said them once, so may as well say them again.
Wakey Wakey, Baby Don't Stop, Kick Back, Simon Says, 90s Love, Gimme Gimme, Yesto Day, Coming Home, Limitless. Oh, I guess I used Kickback twice. Oh
Wow.
no, I'm so sorry. I only got 19. Angel, Chewing Gum, Sticker, that was used in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Boom,
remember that.
Baggy jeans.
Uh-huh.
Turn Back Time, 7th Sense, my first and last, Chain, and then about 30 seconds ago, Fire Truck.
Oh my god.
You suck, dude. No two baddies, one Porsche. You didn't look out the window and be like, oh, there's two baddies in a Porsche
I'm
coming by.
sorry, I couldn't fit in two baddies.
Yeah, hang on. There's two baddies and one Porsche driving by. Can you guys hear that?
You get the two baddies and the one Porsche.
Yeah, I
love
love
those
when
two
I'm
baddies
being
up.
pranked on my channel, and I know that something is happening, but
Oh, God.
Becca,
I don't even
what?
like NCT.
Becca,
Sticker?
what?
Sorry to drop this. Sticker is the worst song ever written, and Becca
Oh
can
my
attest
gosh!
to that.
If
I've
you
had to
say
listen
that,
to it
does
so
that
many
mean
times
I'm
now.
gonna be like attacked online or something? I know it's like
No, if
K-pop
people
stuff.
think
It
that
can
Sticker
be.
is good, they're wrong.
Taylor, we'll make you listen to it after this. We'll
Oh
make
yeah,
you watch
we're
the
gonna
video.
listen to it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that
Okay.
music video with the dog.
Okay, cool. All right, as long as I'm not gonna get doxxed or have death threats,
so
Ashton's
bad.
views are her own.
Taylor's so bad.
Yeah.
It's
We'll
like
see.
imagine the worst song you've ever heard. Multiply it by 1,000. It's so
Dang.
much worse than you would.
I don't
want
want
to
to hear it. Becca,
You're
what
gonna-
secret objective
listen to it.
what secret objective have you been doing this entire stream, and
Um,
also where can people find you?
So, I've been Becca. You can find me anywhere that I'm worth finding as Cool Armadillo. Either the 0 is the final O or not. It depends on a case-by-case basis. As for other streams, you can find me later today at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever Pacific, at twitch.tv/GammaZillicon for Shadows of Sharon, which is a D&D game set in Eberron, where I play Gale Rock, who plays Galen Lore Morales. Figure that out. And then on Mondays, you can find me over at twitch.tv/TalkingXP for Ravenloft Misfits at 10:30 Eastern. And my secret that I've been doing this whole stream was just to hang out with my friends. Because I like hanging out with my friends.
Devious.
And also drop too much lore about myself that will come back to bite me in the ass.
I love it.
And
Yeah.
get roped into 2 more games. One of you running Tune for us, and then also you being in the Homestuck
game.
one-shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
3, the D&D game Layla's gonna run.
Oh, yes, and the D&D game Layla's gonna
Oh
run,
yeah.
so.
Let's do it. We're young. We can do it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Cool. Yeah, and if you...
You
What did you say? You suck.
Ashton just did another song title
Oh.
and got to 20.
All right, I'm muting
I had to.
Ashton for the stream.
I got 20. You can still see my voice.
Yeah, I didn't actually mute you. I'm not that mean.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I just made a little joke about it. If you want to follow these two incredible people, links to their websites and link trees and stuff are in chat right now, so you can click on that and then click all the other stuff within that. Xavier says we're amazing and the best GMs in North America, so take that, everybody else.
How do you know where I am?
Just an assumption, I guess.
You're right, but how do you know?
Xavier has all of our locations in a document that she'll be dropping at some point. As for me, things that I have coming up on, I think the next stream I have is Thursday. The third episode of Shall We, the Wander Home limited series that I've been playing on this channel, which Layla is also on, who was in chat earlier. And then I can't remember after that stuff. I've got stuff coming up in June. I've got a 2-player romance game that I'm playing with my friend Dreamy and a GM-less game, I think. But yeah, that's everything. So I'm going to go ahead and click over to
Can't
the
wait
things
for
I
that
need to
dream
click
launch.
over. I should have muted you. All right. Do you all want to say goodbye to the chat and goodbye to the YouTube pod?
Oh my god, bye.
Oh my god,
Bye.
Yeah.
All right. We are off.